Hello, this video is on data entry. You may wish to enter small sets of data directly into RInstat. We use two simple examples to show how. At the same time, this is useful to show a few more features of RInstat. In each case, there are just two variables to enter and the amount of data is small. We show two ways and each is in common use. First, we just get the data frame and then type away as follows. On the new data frame dialog, just change the 10 to 14 and press OK. You can then rename each variable to mass and number respectively. Proceed to enter the data into the first variable, so 40 to 60 into mass and their frequencies into the column called number. Right-click on each column and change the type to numeric. Second, we spend a bit longer on organizing the data frame to make the data entry as simple as possible. On the new data frame dialog, tick on the variable name option. Then, name the two variables as mass and number. Now, change 1 to 1000 into 47 to 60. And make the second variable numeric, then press OK and enter the second variable. We then move to a second set of data. From File, open from Library, choose Mosaic and then Sleep Data. Here they are. We now pretend they are on paper and enter a second copy. First, examine the task. There are two variables to enter called group and words. The first is categorical with just two different values, namely sleep and caffeine. The second is numbers and all are integers. There are 24 rows of data. Now, go to File, New Data Frame. Change the rows from 10 to 24. Click to show the names. Then, type group and words as shown. The first variable is a factor, and that has two values, namely sleep and caffeine, which are separated by a comma. The second variable is of type integer. We also choose to add variable labels. Here are the details of the data. The data come from an experiment which studied people's ability to remember a list of words following sleep or caffeine. Call the first two treatment group and the third number of words out of 24 recalled. Call the data frame sleep and press OK. Enter the integer data first. Either copy down the numbers first or switch between the data frames. We had two of us, so one person read them out while the other entered the data. Now for the first variable, we can be simplistic and type sleep 12 times followed by 12 of caffeine. But now we remember we should not do repetitive tasks ourselves because the computer is so good at that. So we just type the first sleep and the first caffeine. Then use prepare, data frame, replace values. Choose the variable called group, click on missing and then values from above, then press OK. An alternative way to enter this first variable uses prepare column numeric regular sequence. The data are from 1 to 2 and each value is repeated 12 times. Now, right-click and make this into a factor variable. Then, right-click again and change the labels to sleep and caffeine. Our conclusion from this small example: while RInstat does have some capacity for direct data entry, it is best suited to small datasets like the one used here. For larger ones, perhaps use a spreadsheet. For survey data, there are special packages including CS Pro and AP-Info. Then, import into RInstat as we show in a later video. Whatever you use, take time to plan the data entry and look for the most efficient way. Here, just typing sleep and caffeine 12 times each would have taken longer and been error-prone. In the next video, we show how to check and correct data. The ways in which we check data in RInstat are on the Prepare Check Data menu. Some of the ways of checking data in RInstat are comparing the columns, working out the column summaries, and many more.